Hello folks, it's Anahita Rao. Today I wanted to speak about retrograde Jupiter. Retrograde planets can come with their share of complications. That could be in transit, that could be in your birth chart. On the material and social level, they can take a long time to give results. And when you do get positive results, it's only after so much trial and error. But on the spiritual level, their energy being inward, they're immensely positive. And you have to learn to tap into that. So today I want to speak about Jupiter and its effects when it's retrograde. Yeah, let's get started. Okay folks, so just a reminder to subscribe below, and of course please feel free to leave your comments. Now remember, the planets themselves are not actually retrograde. It is our perception that it is retrograde, but in fact it's closer to the Earth, and therefore moving slower and with more focus, and that is why it's considered stronger. So let's say you're driving a car, a fast car, and then you start to overtake a slow-moving car beside you. Now the moment that when you're actually overtaking, you're driving and you're actually overtaking the slower car, it appears to be moving backward at that moment. But after you've passed it, it appears forward again. Yeah, if you were to look back. So then it all depends on your angle. Similarly, when the Earth revolves around slow-moving outer planets like Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, during that period where the Earth is crossing those planets, sometimes that can be 4 months, it appears that those planets are moving backward. So it is apparent motion, not actual motion. When the Earth finally crosses Jupiter, normally this takes around 4 months. During those 4 months, we feel that Jupiter is retrograde. Then when the Earth catches up and moves forward from Jupiter, then we again feel that Jupiter is direct. So again, this is all human perception. What is it exactly that us humans on this material realm think about anyway? Well, we think about money, status, image, family, spouse, children, house, car, holidays, good food, good clothes, all the worldly things that we need on this planet in order to connect with others and to live well. But a retrograde planet is not necessarily interested in those things. It is more interested in transcending the worldly existence, the earthly qualities, and going beyond it to a deeper realm, a more spiritual realm, basically to a higher existence. Now, what do we hope for from Jupiter? Well, Jupiter is the karaka of wealth, of family, of children, of education, and of husband in a woman's chart. Now, these are the physical and material significators of Jupiter. But what about the non-material, the emotional, the mental significations? Well, those would be higher knowledge, wisdom, devotion, happiness, philosophy, and learning. The word retrograde in Sanskrit is vakri, meaning twisted, evasive, indirect. This can also mean original, innovative, different, but perhaps a bit crooked and dishonest. So people having a retrograde Jupiter in their chart, they have the potential to view everything in a completely different manner, which makes them innovative, which makes them inventive. It can also make them reach heights that they never thought they would conquer, simply by going against the grain, the conventional, the ordinary path. And at times it can perform all the tasks that a normal person cannot even think about doing. In fact, such people can achieve fame and respect while doing unusual tasks. So the results you can expect from a Jupiter retrograde are unconventional. And for a woman, this can mean a husband that is somehow different. Jupiter is also the Karaka for children. It can show children who are somewhat different. The classics, of course, say that if Jupiter is retrograde, it definitely will give children at some point. One thing I have noticed again and again is that Jupiter retrograde often brings a test of faith. It may bring a change in the winds of fortune. What may come easy to others turns into a struggle, and then that can lead to loss of confidence and faith. You can feel unlucky. For example, let's say you just started a relationship, and you're a woman with a natal Jupiter retrograde in your chart. So now you change your mind about the person, or they change their mind about you, and all of a sudden disappear, or act strangely around you. This is where the test of faith comes in. Because almost certainly, you or that person will again do a U-turn and change their minds back. So this is when Jupiter makes a transition from being the planet of luck to being the planet of higher purpose. A higher purpose is something that inspires us in a way that's different from drive and motivation. A higher purpose is based on belief and faith. And these are the things that you have or you don't have. Jupiter retrograde tests that faith in you. It says that what you want isn't going to come easily, so it asks, are you going to give up and go back the way that you came, or are you going to take a leap of faith? And if you're not getting what you want, perhaps look at the situation in a different manner. Perhaps take a risk. Be unconventional. Be different. It will compel you to become more philosophical and allow you to look for the higher purpose when you suffer material losses. You will, however, need to attempt things more than once to get results. But then the results that you ultimately achieve are so much more intensified with the Jupiter retrograde. Remember, it's also what you are projecting to others. After all, it is your Jupiter retrograde. In other words, in the example I gave with starting a relationship, you're also changing your mind about the person. And this can apply to other matters that Jupiter represents in your chart. The changing of the mind, the indecisiveness that comes with it, the feeling of lack of security. This is another quality of retrograde. So with a retrograde planet, look at the Karaka and its lordships to see where you're going back and forth a lot. Yeah? A couple of other things to look out for. The first is to expect reversals in whatever area of life Jupiter rules. And the second is to anticipate some kind of delay or postponement. Unforeseen delays, postponements, are quite typical of retrograde planets in general. This is why astrologers will advise you to wait until the planet comes out of the shadow phase to see what the final outcome will be. Again, this is also connected to changing our own mind about the matter. So better to do nothing. When in doubt, do nothing in this case. When you do have this in your chart, you need to build an awareness around it to manage it. Because one of the reasons for this indecisiveness is because a retrograde planet may actually block the chakras. It can create disconnection and imbalance and inability to be in harmony with the senses. In this case for Jupiter, this is the Visuddhi, the throat chakra, and that will become blocked, which makes us feel unprotected. Visuddhi also purifies poisons. So here the poisons of the mind do not always get the right filter. So we don't know how to stop them from polluting our life. Again, this can be applied to Jupiter as a Karaka for husband and children. So you may meet men with this issue. Or if Jupiter is your ninth lord, your father may display these characteristics. Some effective remedies for Jupiter. You can observe a fast. Chant a Jupiter mantra on Thursday. This is particularly effective if you're going through any kind of Jupiter return in your chart, Jupiter Dasha, Jupiter Antardasha. Donate food to any needy person to get auspicious results of Jupiter, especially on Thursdays. Any donation is good. Any charitable deed is good. Makes your Jupiter stronger. Doing something for your guru, some sort of seva, that will definitely make your Jupiter stronger. Mentoring younger people is a great remedy. And so is sharing your knowledge, like the way that I'm doing right now. That will make your Jupiter stronger. Honor your father, your guru, meditate, and do some kind of charity. Well, that's all, folks. Hope you found that helpful. Cheers.